Hi everyone, and welcome to this information session for the SPML licence in Northern Ireland. So my name is Mairéad Duffy, and a wee bit of my background: I have been a head of music for about 24 years. I took a career break a few years ago, and during this time started exploring different avenues of music education. And last year, Every Copy Counts caught my attention, and basically I decided it was something that I would like to become involved with because it was something that mattered to me. And because as a head of music, I was always kind of, what am I allowed to copy? Oh my goodness, what if I can't afford to buy all those copies? Oh my goodness, what if an inspector comes in and asks to see photocopied music? Have I any? So all of that kind of uncertainty and just kind of mustering about, doing your best all of the time. So when I was approached to be part of this, I thought, yeah, this would be a really good thing to share with colleagues across the north about. I was also attracted to being part of it because of my past work with some of the people who were involved in the project. So Abby Demore, she's basically, I suppose, in charge of the campaign. And I would have first met Abby through Musical Futures many years ago. And there are a few other team members who would be very much involved. Fran Hannon is also part of Musical Futures. And these people are people I hold in very high regard because they're very passionate about music education and about music teachers and about supporting music teachers. So it was something that I wanted to become involved with. It's not just Abby and Fran on the team, there are others as well. And it's just been wonderful working with a really committed team of people. So this afternoon, I want to share with you about this school's printed music licence and hopefully answer questions that you have. My email address will be at the end of the presentation, so please, I encourage you to reach out and any questions you have and any way that I may support you, that is my role. I'm very happy to do that. So let's get started. So the background to the school's printed music licence and the Every Copy Counts campaign. Well, the licence was created so that schools can copy and arrange printed music for their students. It is administered by PMLL, Printed Music Licensing Limited, and funded by the Department for Education in the UK and the Education Authority here in Northern Ireland. Why? Well, fewer than 2% of schools have reported what they are copying. So the consequence of this is that there is a very unfair distribution of royalties to music creators because PMLL simply do not have the data about what schools are copying. So that was why this has come about. So Every Copy Counts, our aims are to raise awareness of the SPML and its benefits for schools, to increase the quantity and the quality of the data being reported by schools, to provide schools with materials and resources to support composing and songwriting in the classroom, which I'll talk about later, and to increase awareness of the music publishing industry. So that's how it came about. And just to say from the offset that PMLL is a not-for-profit organisation. So basically all of the fees that the DE and the EA pay go to PMLL, who then distribute them to, across the creators. But as I've said there, with only 2% of schools reporting what they are copying, that's not a very accurate distribution. And that's why Every Copy Counts wanted to get involved, because I suppose also from my point of view, the young people that I was teaching and that you are teaching in front of you every day, some of them are hopefully going to be the music creators of the future. And we need people to get paid for their work. We need to get people, able to make a living creating, composing and arranging music. So that's why I became involved. And I would hope that that's why you would want to become involved in this as well. And as I say that, I am very mindful of the constraints on your time and how finite your time is in school and all of the very many other demands you have. So What do you need to know about the SPML? Well, with it, you can make photocopies and scans of printed music, hard copy or digital. You can arrange printed music. You can make notations by hand on copies of printed music, and you can upload scans of music to a VLE or a similar secure network. So that's what the license allows you to do. What is a copying act? Well, it's a print to print or a digital to print. And the one thing that you have to do, you must own one original copy of the work. So from that one purchased copy, be it a hard copy or digital, you can then, with the license, copy it, reproduce it. Who can copy? Well, anyone employed by the school or working on the school premises for use with students. So your EA music peripatetic tutors, if they are copying music in school for your students, then they will also fall under the school's license as well. What are the restrictions with the license? Well, only 10% of the items in the anthologies or large vocal scores can be copied. There is a list of exclusions. It is a small list, but it's on the PMLL website, so you can check that out to see, what publishers aren't part of the license. The other restrictions worthy of note, you cannot change the fundamental character of the work through your arrangement of it. That kind of is a fairly obvious thing to say, but nonetheless we'll state it. And a frequently asked question, how many copies can you make? Well, you can make the number of copies that you need for the number of pupils who are engaging with that music. So there's no limit on that number of copies once it's for use by your students, both in school and obviously if you want your students to take that music at home, take it home as well to practice. So copying music, how do we share this data? Well, PMLL have created an online portal for where you log on and you create an account, and then it brings you to where you can log the data of the music you are copying. The license asks for an annual submission, and we have suggested here 3 times in the year to make it more manageable so that it's not just going on the long finger, going to that May, June, and you're filled with dread about it. The other thing about the 3 deadlines, it helps us at this stage in the campaign check on the quality of the data to see that the data is fully payable. But, you can log 1 line, you can log 10 lines, you can go on as often as you wish. It really is whatever works for you in your school setting. But those are the 3 dates that we've put in there, once a term. The July date there, obviously we're all on you're all on your summer holidays, but that's going with a UK date there. But there is a requirement to log your data once a year, but we've put in the 3 there, as I say, just to make it more manageable, we think. So what needs to be logged? Well, the title of the song, the title of the book, if it is a book, the print publisher of the book, the music publisher of the song, the composer or the arranger, and the website if it is a digital copy. And last year we worked with a number of ambassador schools across the north where, we tested this portal, and there was lots of teething issues, as you can imagine, with C2K firewalls and all the rest. But one thing that actually came out of that, working closely with one of the ambassador school teachers, was that, a lot of the time, some of us don't have songs from books. We have single sheet music that we purchased wherever we found a beautiful piece of music for our choir. So that was then able to be incorporated into the portal. So there's a single sheet music option as well that isn't included on that. So what's in it for you? Because obviously it's an ask on your time, but we did want to create some benefits that we hoped would give back to you, teaching community of music educators. So I suppose the first really obvious thing is to ensure that your school is complying with the license. Once you log one line of data, you get access to free and exclusive teaching resources. I'll talk more about the Teacher Studio in a moment. And I think most importantly, you join a community who support fairness in print music copyright. Yeah. Okay, so the free content for your classrooms. So these resources are created by teachers for teachers, and the resources that are on the portal are, once you log on the portal, you get directed to these resources. You can see there Sonic Branding, Soul of Jazz, Composing Cube, and Game Piece Music. There has also been a mixed ensemble arrangement highlighting work of minoritized composers. There have been a number of webinar series with composers, songwriters, and industry experts. So they were all recorded last year, and they're all there to watch. And we hope that they would be of interest to you and your students. There is a teacher exchange network where, teachers who were becoming part of this community was an opportunity for them to come on and meet one another and forge professional relationships that way, which we know is really, really important in our work. Music licensing and industry career guide as well, and a digital pack as well. So as I say, that's all there once you log just one line of data, and that Teacher Studio is working away on creating more resources as we speak. We are here to help, and we are here to support you through the process. We have developed a number of templates, which if you are interested in getting, just drop me an email and I can send them out to you. So we have a couple of templates that you might, it might be useful to leave beside the photocopier. I know other music teachers, again, ambassador schools from last year, literally had a box beside the photocopier, and everything they copied, they put one copy into the box and maybe wrote how many copies they made of it to be, done at a later stage, logged onto the portal. So to get involved, obviously you are copying. To be involved, you want to be copying and arranging printed music in your school. If you were to visit everycopycounts.co.uk, there is a link on our site to the portal, and it's very simple to create your account on the portal. So your school account, password, and basically you can start logging data straight away. Once, as I say, you've logged one line of data, you can access the free resources, access the webinars, and become part of the community. And then we encourage you to go back and do it again. And there's a little quote there from a head of music from Chingford Secondary School there. So just to recap on the big five, the sheet music essentials, that's what you need. And we need all of those things for the money to go to the people who deserve the money, the creators of the work. Okay. And if you look to the left there, it's slightly different for digital downloads. Okay. So I think that's a useful slide. The other thing I could do, if it would be helpful, I can also send you a PDF of this presentation. So as I say, just reach out and I can forward that to you. My email address, mairéad@everycopycounts.co.uk. When you go on to everycopycounts.co.uk, there is a frequently asked questions section as well. Obviously, if I could take your calls, your questions, but not doing that now because we're recording. I'm just going to stop my share here and just encourage you to reach out with your questions. We realize that it is an ask on your time, and we want to make it as easy as it can be, because we really believe in the importance of paying people for the work that they're doing with the music that you're bringing into your classrooms with them. But we're here to support, and in any way we can in terms of the administration of this, and are very welcome, and really encourage you to get in touch with your suggestions if you can tweak and improve our templates or anything like that. But I'd like to thank you for your time. for watching this information session. And as I say, Mairéad at everycopycounts.co.uk if you would like any further support, if there's anything I can do, any questions that you have, I will do my best to get the answers for you. And yeah, I hope to hear from you real soon. Thanks very much.